welcome to another episode of I Can't Cook Either. Today I'm going to be making chili. Our family recipe is not too spicy and includes beans, so if you're the type of person who doesn't believe that beans belong in chili, this recipe isn't going to be for you. You'll also see me cry when I'm cutting an onion, and you'll also see me struggle to open cans, so this one should be an entertaining one for you. For this recipe, you will need 1 pound of ground beef, 2 onions. Now obviously onions vary in size, so 1 can of tomato puree. This one is 29 ounces. 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, and a dash each of salt, pepper, and ground red pepper. Let's get started. Just to prep, I'm going to start by chopping up my onions. Obviously, I meant to say onion and not pepper here. For cutting peppers specifically, we have these ultra dorky onion glasses. And you will see, I'm going to cry even with these things on, so I'm not quite sure how effective they are, but we'll wear them for fun. I know my cutting skills are far from the best, but you're going to want to dice these relatively small so you don't have big chunks of onion in your chili. I can already feel my eyes tearing up. I don't know if I'm always cutting strong onions or if I'm just particularly sensitive, but oh my gosh. I don't recommend trying to cut onions when your eyes are watering so bad that you can't see. That's probably a safety hazard. I'm well aware my chopping technique has much to be desired. Though I say in the title of this whole series that I'm really not the most experienced chef. Those are my chopped onions. Now let's move forward, please. And hello. This is going to be the angle for most of this video, which is not the most attractive for me, but I don't know how else to do this. So you're going to want a relatively big pot, and then you're going to put this over medium heat. I've got my pound of ground beef. Let's open it up. So the first thing we're going to do is brown this pound of ground beef. Wow, that is a tongue twister. So we're going to turn this on medium heat, and we're going to brown the meat, which means I'm going to cook it until the meat is brown. I'm going to need some sort of chopping slash mixing instrument. Today, that is going to be this spoon. I'm just going to chop the meat up. Now, a normal person would have probably done this before chopping the onions, but when have I ever been normal? There's not too many cans, but I am really very bad at opening cans, so this one I'm going to put to the side. It has like a soda can tab sort of top anyway, but we will need that one later. I think I'm gonna start with this one because this one's gonna be much harder because it's smaller. I'm gonna puncture it. Yeah, I think I did that right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think I'm actually doing it. Oh, the can gods have blessed me today. Hey, that wasn't too bad. All right, I'll be back when the meat is done browning. Okay, the meat is browned. Our next step is to put in the onions. All right, now we're going to break the onions apart and mix them around and cook them until they are soft. So the onions in here are pretty soft, so it's time to move on to the next step, which the next step is basically put in everything but the kidney beans. So first, let's put in our puree. I'm probably going to get this all over myself, just knowing me. And then usually I use just a little bit of water to get any remaining puree out of the can. And then in goes our tomato paste. I'm going to stir this up just a little bit to integrate everything together. Now, of course, you can be more fancy with the spices, but this recipe is pretty simple. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of ground red pepper in here. You can also do chili if that's what you prefer, and this is really to taste. We don't like it very spicy, so it'll just be a little bit. Put a little bit of salt in here, and a little bit of black pepper as well. Once again, I'm just mixing this all together. And now I am putting this on low so it can simmer. Basically, you want it to simmer for as long as reasonable, so I'm going to let it simmer for 45 minutes to an hour-ish. So the only thing you should have left is the kidney beans. While that is simmering, you can work on a side for your chili. Some people like cornbread, but we actually usually use these Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. Considering the directions are on the box, if you want to do the same, I think you can hopefully just follow the instructions on the biscuit box. So while that is simmering, I'm going to work on these. All right, it's kidney bean time. The recipe says to wait until the very end to put them in. I'm putting them in partway through it's simmering. It doesn't really matter. Let's see if I'm strong enough to open this can. So there's all of this gill that's in with the beans, and you want to remove the gill. As I'm editing this, I've just realized that I was incredibly inexplicit about what I was actually doing to remove the goo. Essentially, you want to strain the beans and then you're going to wash them off so all of the liquid is gone. Okay, I've de-gooed the beans and I'm literally just going to put them in the chili. And I'm going to let that continue to simmer for a bit. Okay, the chili is done and ready to be tasted. Let's see how I did. All right, it's still pretty hot, but it tastes good. I probably could have put even more red pepper into it, but it's not bad at all. Though, honestly, I'm just a fiend for tomatoes, so basically any tomato-based dish I'm a fan of. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and or a comment. And if you'd like to see more of my stuff, please hit that subscribe button. Bye!